Hi, everyone. We weren't on the air today due to the impeachment hearings, but we are in studio taping a show with our moms for a Moms Roundtable that you'll see at a later date. But of course, we wanted to talk about the story that everyone is talking about, and that is the death of Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. And also, how do we talk to our children about death when something like this happens? Of course, we have Jenny LeFlore, Angi Taylor, and Correy Bell here with us. Ladies, I know you had to have been in just utter complete shock like I was. I was literally in the drive-through line at Portillo's when I got the text, and I must have said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, 100 times because I just was in so much disbelief. Zoe was at a cheer tournament and I texted her. She texted me about something else and I said, listen, Zoe, I got to tell you this. And she did the same thing. And when she got home, she just came in and just sobbed. Just sobbed. And I allowed her to sob and I held her. And how did you guys deal with this at home with your babies?
Well, first of all, I mean, obviously our heart goes out to, you know, the entire Bryant family, Vanessa and the kids and everybody that is, you know, involved in the whole country is in shock and in mourning over that. And so when that news comes across, the first thing you always think, I think, is to go hug your babies, hug your people. And, you know, there were so many things, I think with my daughter, she's 14. So to think about, you know, her and Gianna's age and losing, I can't even imagine losing my husband and my child. I mean, losing your child and then losing your husband, and not only what Vanessa has to go through to reconcile those feelings within herself, but also now I have to stay strong as well for my other children. And how do I explain that to them? So I did have a talk with my daughter about it. She was watching some things on the news, and I think kind of like cutting through everything that they're receiving from their friends or maybe on social media or television, because there's always conflicting reports and people making presumptions and things like that. So just talking to her about, you know, what do you think about, how do you feel about that? Isn't that sad? How are you processing it? And because it's hard as an adult to process. You know, and so just asking them questions and letting them talk about it instead of forcing down the whole story and, you know, how I feel about it. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, and I have teenage boys who are sports fans who know Kobe, who that's what they are. And what I do is I try to allow them the freedom to come in. After I told them about it, I let them come to me, because however it is that you want to process it, let me support you in that. And I just think, and Val and I, we talked about it as a mother, as a wife, as an entertainer, who as a comedian, I was getting off the plane when that happened. And I think about how much trust that I put in the plane. I get on it every week. I get on and I get comfortable and I even go to sleep.
You don't think about that,
you know,
stuff.
And I don't think about that kind of thing. And so for me, I have to process it a lot of different ways. I have to process it as an entertainer standpoint, because what happens if, God forbid, one day I don't come home and now it's my husband, or as a mother, you know what I'm saying? It's not easy. And I just allowed them and my boys, they boys. So they're like, man, that's messed up. And then I allow them to, you know, I allow them to process it. Now I had some brothers and some uncles who like took off work today. Because you never really understand how much an icon will affect you until they're gone. And my thing that I took away from it was, what will they say about me when I leave?
Absolutely. What is your legacy?
What's my legacy? What will they say about, what will the world say about me?
And what's your
when
legacy as a mother?
Because
that's such a conversation today
about Kobe. That's what I wanted to be. You know, yes, right now I'm a comedian and I expect that I'm going to be this great entertainer, but I want people to say, whenever I came into contact with her, she hugged me, she told me how much she loved me, she was a great mother. Yeah, the entertainer stuff is fine. The gift is fine, but who was I as a person? You know, and when we think about Kobe as a father and him, you know, now that he's retired.
And I think that's what we were really starting to see. That's why it hurt so much. Because he spent so much of his life, of course, with his dedication to the game of basketball. But now in these last 3 to 4 years, we saw him as dad. We saw him and Gigi courtside at the games, going to basketball practices, them playing each other at home. And so we were just getting ready to see this whole new chapter in Kobe Bryant's life. And I think that's what hurt me so much. much. And then I thought about these 2 younger babies, because there's a 10-year gap. He had Natalia 17, Gigi 13, and then a 3 and a 6-month-old.
Yes. Yep.
The 6-month-old will never know her father in the way that the other sisters will. Even the 3-year-old Bianca, who was wondering, you know, where is my dad? And I'm thinking, poor Vanessa, she can't go under the covers. She can't put the covers over her head.
Which
she still has to be mama to these other. And that's why my heart breaks, and I pray so hard for her. And of course, the other families. I think about the family who now is bearing the father, the mother and the daughter. You know, and those things that, you know, it just breaks my heart.
What I love about what you all said is that you didn't minimize your kids' feelings. There were so many kids, adults, husbands. I have wives who were reaching out to me because their husbands were in the basement crying the rest of the night. And how do you approach a man that's dealing with grief? And you don't minimize that you didn't know this person. You know what I mean? The connectivity that we all felt. For me, Kobe was our age. So this is something we remember him going to prom with Brandy. We remember him. You know, so we have all of these things. And it makes you think about your own mortality. I think about my husband. I think about my child. And it's something that you just allow that space for someone to breathe in it, and for let them experience it, and then age appropriate, talking about it. And you have to also remember, in the age of social media, where we're all mourning publicly in different ways, that this can be triggering for someone else. It can be triggering for someone else who father went to work and didn't come home because he got into a car accident. So we just have to really, especially in these days that come up, allow grace to each other as these days, as just as yesterday and still today. This is that my prayer for Vanessa last night, and I pray hard, was that she feels the comfort of millions of people praying with her, and that she feels a peace that's so strong that she thinks like, this is weird. Like, God must be over my life because I am so peaceful and I am so, you know. So I pray that that comes over her body, and then that we have to continue praying for those families, because for us, this is a headline. For them, this is a life-changing
This is their new reality. And when you talked about triggers, I know for me, it triggered something in me differently too, because my best friend lost her husband in a car accident. Tragically, just like that. Okay, honey, I'll be back. And never. Again, not even a picture, not even a viewing of the body, because it was explosive. You know, so when you think about that, and when it happens to you, like you said, we didn't know Kobe. You know, I kept saying to my mother, my friends and family, I'm crying as if I lost my own son or brother. And it affected me that I named my own dog after Kobe Bryant. I am from Los Angeles. Kobe, I just felt like I knew him, and there was this attachment, and I just kept feeling, why am I feeling like this? He was yanked away from us. And then, you know, you start processing it so many different ways, but yet you do have to be strong enough, because just in case the kids want to come to you and speak to you and ask you questions. You know, Zoe kept saying to me, I don't understand. I don't understand.
And you don't have to have all the answers.
No. And I didn't have an answer.
I don't either. I don't understand. I don't either. I don't get it. You know, you get to say, I don't have the answers. I don't understand either. Tell me what this is bringing up with you. Tell me how you feel.
I think, and that's what I love about it. I love the fact that as mothers, the hard part for us is, all right, get yourself together, because you have a whole group of people that you now have to say, it's okay, these things happen, because you don't get a chance to process it for yourself just yet. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what keeps bringing me back to Vanessa.
Exactly. She doesn't get to process. She doesn't get to grieve yet. She doesn't get to mourn yet. Right now, she has to be mom.
Strong.
She has to try to explain it for those babies. She has to, and she has the whole entire world that's looking at her and in her face going, what do you need? What, I'm sorry. And it's like, I don't want to hear
and
any
telling
of
their
that.
story. Oh, he meant this much to me.
Allow me to be human. You know, and so my prayer for her is that she's able to breathe. I just want her to be able to breathe, because somebody right now, the mother, somebody is holding on to those kids, and you know, it's a lot of things going on, but I just want her baby to be able to breathe and say, I'm going to get through this, because anybody that's ever lost somebody know that if they're really close to you, the very first thing that you do is take it second by second, and then you graduate to minute by minute, and then because you never lose that. You learn how to carry it with you. So I'm praying for her. I'm praying for those babies. But you know who else I'm praying for? I'm praying for, because you think about it like this, when that plane went down, your baby is on there.
Oh.
So are you shielding it? We all try to think about those last moments.
No.
And so for me, I say he died twice.
Yeah.
Because it's for you, and now you know your baby is on that plane.
Yeah.
So for the mother, as a mother, and as me who has to get on a plane to Los Angeles tomorrow, I kiss my babies tomorrow. I hug my husband a little tighter. I hug y'all a little tighter. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think about, we don't know. We don't know.
Does it make you scared to fly?
No.
No.
I don't have any, I don't live in fear.
That came up when Zoe and I were talking about that too, and she says, you know, we've got an upcoming trip for work, and she said, Mom, I'm a little nervous.
I would be.
And you know what?
Yeah,
I did not lie either. I said, you know what? I'm nervous too.
Yes.
But we do have to keep living.
Right.
I understand that.
Right.
But I do want to validate that feeling
Yes.
of nervousness.
Absolutely.
And then I think back, you know, like you said, and I hate to, you do personalize these kinds of things, but I spent 5+ years in a helicopter.
Yeah.
In the city.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow.
5 years. And I mean, so when you talk about triggers, this thing hit me
You don't know
tough
what
yesterday.
sounds people. Grief is so different, y'all. And when
It's
I
so
became a
individual.
mom,
It's so
it hit me so different.
Yes.
Before I, you know, and then when I was like last year, I lost like 3 people really close to me, and I never grieved the whole time, except for one day something triggered me, and I was like out on the floor, and I was like, I didn't grieve because when I got the news about my uncle, I was on a bus, I was on the CTA with Q. And so I didn't want to break down crying because I had my sleeping baby in my arms. When something else happened, I got the news I had my baby, my husband was out of town. So I stepped up, and I never knew when it was going to come down. And then we came down, it was nothing. It was the smell of something, of food.
Yep.
And it took me out. So you never know what grief looks like for different people. The thing about social media, I would say the positive part of it is that I saw so many people that said they hugged their kids. I got random texts from girls I went to college with that said, girl, I love you.
Yes.
And people are burying their beefs they have with people. You
Yes.
know, I've been seeing a lot of that. I watched a lot of ESPN and just folks talking about, listen, if you're holding a grudge, if you have a problem with somebody, if you're not speaking to somebody, come on, is it that serious?
And it's those big beefs, and it's the little beefs
ones
that your husband leave out of town or leave for work, and you so mad you don't want to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Done.
Time out.
Yeah.
Time
It
out.
really,
The
really
time for that is over. For if you're a sister that you're not talking to anymore, because y'all got into it over stuff, it's not worth it. Call, text her today. You know.
Absolutely. On the flip side, for me, it turned my what I would call fear into fuel. Because I said from this, and we always make a vow when something tragic happens. And for me, I said, today, from now on, I'm going to live my life to the fullest, unapologetically, not under anybody else's terms. I'm going to make sure the people that need to know that I love them. I want everybody, if God forbid, when I leave here, I need everybody, nobody will need to question that I love them, because I want to make sure that they know that. But I'm going to go as hard for myself and for my family and for my friends as I possibly can, because that's what this man did. So when I leave, and you guys sit on the couch and tell my story, you say, y'all know as a comedian, but that baby hugged me every day. You know, so that was my thing. I'm like, I want to make sure that I want to be the best me that I can be for myself and my family.
Mama mentality.
For sure. Well, thank you, ladies. And for the latest on the accident that caused the death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter and all the rest of the folks on board of that helicopter, stay tuned to ABC 7 Eyewitness News.